what agreements should you understand as a founder? First and foremost, you start with your co-founder, correct? What is your understanding with your co-founder? Um, any business and any venture is like a marriage between two people. Uh, we all hope that it goes well, but when things go down south, what happens? What are the exit rights? Who owns the IP? Who owns what responsibilities and liabilities has to be set out in essentially a founder's agreement, which in some hybrid forms are also called a shareholders agreement when it increases. So that is the first piece of legal documentation which any startup has to put in place. Going forward, you will have both backward and forward agreements. The backward agreements are all agreements which you would have with your service providers, your developers, your content providers, and anybody whom you avail services or products from. So these are a bunch of agreements which you can call by different names, but essentially you set out in a contract what are the rights and obligations, what are the ownerships. My other panelists will be talking about IP as they go forward. So you define ownership of IP and all those things. The second is the forward-looking agreements. The forward-looking agreements are your client-facing agreements. If you're a software product company, what is your licensing model? Is it on a SaaS or is it on a perpetual license? Is it on a hosted model? Is it on a service delivery model? What are your terms and conditions under which you offer your product and services? Today, largely European GDPR regulation and privacy regulations and the Indian Information Technology Act requires you to state out a privacy policy. So these are the basic set of business-oriented agreements. Obviously, as your organization grows, if you have more than 10 employees, you need to have documents relating to prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, and a lot of labor law compliances is also required. So the agreements can go on if one starts to list it down.